Hello everyone. Welcome to 360 on History, your one-stop resource for blogs, podcasts and videos on science, history and nature. Please check out the website 360onhistory.com, join us on social media and subscribe to 360 on History podcast on YouTube. You can also subscribe to the audio version wherever you get your podcasts. The year was 1856. Miners uncovered some bones in the Neander Valley in Germany. A local school teacher recognized these bones as distinct from modern human bones. He gave them to anthropologist Hermann Schaffhausen, who suggested that they belonged to an ancient human. Schaffhausen concluded that these humans were savage cave dwellers. They were named Homo neanderthalensis or Neanderthals in 1864. However, Neanderthal remains had been found in Belgium in 1830 and Gibraltar in 1848, but they were just not recognized as such at that time. Fast forward to the 20th century, and numerous other Neanderthal discoveries were made. They became a legitimate species of ancient humans, although they were still considered an evolutionary dead end, very distinct from humans. Since then, we've been curious to find out exactly who they were and how they were related to us. Early 20th century scientists even theorized that they had interbred with early modern humans. And in 2010, when geneticists mapped Neanderthal genome, they found out that they had interbred with humans, probably when the latter ventured into Neanderthal territory. So who were they? Well, they are our closest extinct relatives with whom we share a common ancestor, separating around 500,000 to 650,000 years ago. We know more about them than any other extinct human species. They lived from around 400,000 till about 40,000 years ago across Southwest and Central Asia and Europe. While we were evolving in Africa, Neanderthals were doing so in Europe and Asia. We also know that they lived alongside early modern humans for a part of their existence at least. Our encounters with these cousins of ours were not always violent as we think. Clearly, there was romance in the air too, because early modern humans and Neanderthals also interbred. As a result, most of us outside Africa have inherited 1.5 to 2% of their DNA. And this DNA may have helped those early humans to adapt to their new environments when they left Africa around 60,000 years ago. We may have got thicker hair and skin from the Neanderthals, helping us to cope with cold European and Central Asian winters. Plus, it seems our immune system also got a boost due to this inbreeding. Thanks, guys. These guys were strong and muscular with a prominent brow ridge and they had a very big wide nose, large front teeth and a very small chin. They ate large mammals but also ate plants, fungi, mussels and seals. Now, while they had a reputation of being savage brutes earlier, our understanding of their intelligence has changed with more discoveries. We now know that they were skilled tool makers and made spears and hand axes. Plus, 300,000 years ago, they developed an innovative stone technology known as the Levallois technique, which required making pre-shaped stone cores that could be finished later into a tool. They were intelligent hunters who were able to communicate with each other, and some evidence suggests that they looked after their sick and buried their dead, indicating a social structure based on empathy and fellow feeling. Some jewelry made from eagle talons has also been discovered from as far back as 130,000 years ago, as well as pierced animal teeth and ivory objects and shells. It is also suggested that they used pigment to decorate their bodies. In 2018, artwork was found in 3 different caves in Spain, which was older than 64,000 years ago. And this is thought to be made by Neanderthals, because there is no evidence of human presence in this area at that time. not savage brutes after all. And then 40,000 years ago, they disappeared, coinciding with human arrival into Europe. Their numbers had already started declining before humans arrived, as is evident from the genome of one female from the Altai Mountains in Siberia that shows long-term inbreeding. Perhaps a harsh and fluctuating climate and competition from modern humans led to their demise. And then further excitement was caused, and the situation got even more complicated with the discovery of a finger bone of another extinct species in the Denisova cave in the Altai Mountains in Siberia in 2010. These Denisova hominins are now popularly known as Denisovans. So, a lineage that developed into Neanderthals and Denisovans is estimated to have separated from the lineage of modern humans around 500,000 to 750,000 years ago. In the last decade or so, there have been unprecedented advances in DNA extraction and analysis techniques. We have found that Homo sapiens not only interbred with Neanderthals, but also with the Denisovans. And modern non-African populations carry small amounts of DNA from both. Furthermore, Neanderthals and Denisovans also interbred with each other, as was evident from the DNA of Denny, a 13-year-old girl with both Neanderthal and Denisovan parents. The Denisovan genome suggests that they shared a common ancestor with Neanderthals, but while the latter remained primarily in the cold Eurasian habitat, Denisovans were more mobile, ranging from Siberia to Southeast Asia. Also, while the genome of all non-African modern human contains portions of Neanderthal DNA ranging from 1.5% to 2%, Denisovans seem to have contributed a higher share, with about 3% to 5% of the DNA of Melanesians and Aboriginal Australians, and around 6% in Papuans deriving from them. Other modern Asia populations also have a smaller percentage of Denisovan DNA. An analysis from 2019 suggests that there may have been three distinct species of Denisovans that spread all over Eurasia, from Siberia to Indonesia, and that our ancestors interbred with all three of them separately. Modern Papuans carry hundreds of gene variants from two deeply divergent Denisovan lineages that separated from each other over 350,000 years ago. One of these may have also interbred with Homo sapiens east of the Wallace Line in the Pacific, probably as early as 15,000 years ago, while a third lineage occurs in modern East Asians. Denisovan DNA recovered from Basia Karst cave in Tibet was analyzed in October 2020 to be around 100,000 to 60,000 years old, but possibly was as recent as 45,000 years old. The cave is over 3,000 meters above sea level, which means Denisovans may have adapted to high altitudes, and they may have passed this adaptation on to modern Tibetans. So, we not only lived side by side with both Neanderthals and Denisovans, we also mated with them. They contributed to our existing gene pool and to our evolution. They left their DNA in us. Clearly, we've never been pure humans, much less pure races. Can you imagine what else we will find as more remains are discovered and more DNA is analyzed? I, for one, cannot wait. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.